Hello everyone and welcome back to FSL Wild Rift Open 2-way here for our third game right now, which is the lower bracket semi-finals. We have Nexplay Tempest going up against Space Gamer KALLYX.
To say a new challenger approaches.
Hmm?
So Nexplay, I think that if teams want to play this front to back, Nexplay are gonna win, right? Because this is their style. They play around Chavi. And even though they have Galio and Camille in some of these team compositions, they aren't actually doing the Camille combo, as what Gerard likes to call it. They're actually just using the Galio to peel back for Chavi. And I think if any team wants to go up against them and play this front to back, I don't think they're going to win. I think it's time to change things up and really make Nexplay uh, be surprised, I guess.
Yeah, that's right. Hoping that they can bring something new to the table, a different way of doing things that can really shake Nexplay. Because if not, right, Nexplay is looking so strong in these previous few games.
Yeah, they are so strong and they haven't even revealed any new picks, even though we saw like a hover over Javan in the last game that was teasing us. But in the end, Angela went back on Vi.
Yeah.
And Chabi is just Tristana all the way. So I think teams really need to start picking either like super S tier picks, but also change it up and play some assassins or yeah, basically assassins because they got buffed last patch. We have Fizz jungle, we have Rengar in the jungle as well. We need more things to shake it up, you know?
That's right. We want to see really interesting that we don't really see any of the newer champions that have been released. We've only seen really I think one Renekton or two Renekton games at most. But other than that, we haven't seen any of the Rengar. We haven't seen. I know Kha'Zix isn't in a very strong position, but we haven't seen anyone attempt that either. So I really want to see more of that, really, especially Rengar because I know it's pretty strong.
Yeah, he is very strong. And they also buffed Kha'Zix last patch. I think they made it such that the isolation is a little bit better. But I think being a very small map that Wild Rift is, I don't expect us to see Kha'Zix, especially if Rengar is open. Why would you be picking Kha'Zix, right? Akali has been very successful on some of these teams. Pantheon might be viable because he just got buffed in succession over the last few patches, and now his ultimate has added armor penetration. And at the same time, they also buffed Black Cleaver. So where are all these champions? Where are the patch 2.3 champions?
Yeah. Exactly. Well, hopefully we'll see them in this next draft, but doesn't look like it. Looks like things look pretty standard for now.
They do have Corki though, which is something different that we've seen. In terms of tiers of ADCs, Corki can match Tristana here. So looking forward to see how they do that for Space Gamer. It looks like also no Vi on Nexplay. So it's gonna be Javan instead.
Yeah, that's right.
And yes, Space Gamer denied or rather not deny, but they trade Javan for Vi.
Yeah, we did see the hover as you mentioned on the previous round of Javan. Now we see that pick come to fruition as Nexplay can pick that one up. But they're gonna pick the Galio for Ray Ray once again. They're gonna actually go with this Lux right now.
No, Lux mid. We did see Ray Ray play
Yeah.
this yesterday, and it still fulfills the criteria of peeling back for Chabi. Because Lux has the root, Lux has the shields.
Yeah.
And looks like I'm really excited. Are they gonna lock it in? Lock in the Renekton?
Yeah, come on, guys, lock that in. But I want to talk a little bit also about the Ray Ray Lux because it's not just oh, it's Garen. Yeah, but it's not just peel back. You know, Ray Ray yesterday got like I think 2 or 3 solo kills against her opponent. So this Lux is not just here to peel for Chavi; it's here to do a lot of damage as well.
For sure, for sure. Just a little bit of change. Instead of Vi, here we have Javan, and instead of Galio, we have Lux. But I think Nexplay are still gonna do the same playstyle. Obviously, a lot more catch potential now that they do have Lux instead of Galio. But on the side of Space Gamer, some changes that might be promising. So it is an Ezreal and Corki, which means that Corki is going mid and Ezreal will be in the bot lane. And Ezreal Braum I think it's something different that we've seen compared to Ezreal's Sona. Braum can be a lot more active. He has that threat with the slow, with the stuns, and he is an S tier support opposite Janna. He can block Janna's tornado.
Yes.
So just looking at that, I think they are in a much better position here to challenge Nexplay. It's going to be coming down to execution.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it's very important that you have the Braum to block out those Janna tornadoes because Gia has been absolutely on point with them. We can see an invade coming in as well. There, the Winter's Bite not gonna land anything, but forcing Chubby to take the rocket jump at the very least. And you
Some
notice also
watches.
that Vi doesn't have any items right now. Interesting.
Oh, I guess they were really excited for the
Yeah,
invade. They
they
do
were.
have Braum after all.
Yeah, on the bright side at least, this is not a like League PC where you need an item in order to get
Yeah.
the same amount of experience from jungle caps. So she'll just be down by a long sword worth of AD, which as long as she can reset before the third check, shouldn't be anything too bad at the very least.
And already we see Gia zoning them out because it is a range versus one range and one melee matchup. Braum just needs to be patient. Still level 1, so around level 3 might be able to jump on one of the Nexplay dual lane.
Angel here just chilling out, waiting for that Scuttle Crab. You can see the junglers are both in the top side right there. But Vi just gonna spot that Jarvan out thanks to the ward and walk down to the bot side to take the Scuttle Crab. But haha, guess what? It's all nearly gone. Oh, the smite coming out. Wow, Jewel actually managed to get that one. That had a little bit of a support as well from her support as well as her mid laner, so not too bad.
Yeah, it would have been a disaster if she missed out on both Scuttle Crabs. So as what you like to say on junglers, it is worth. Even if she flashed for it, it would have been worth. But thank goodness all she needed to do was walk up and smite. Got the kill onto the Scuttle Crab. And nice block on Braum. That's what we want to see. This Gia's Tornadoes has been so sneaky, and teams have just been getting knocked out left, right, and center.
Yeah, it's been pretty tough so far for most teams who didn't pick Braum to go up against GS Jada. But yeah, really, we need to see him block all the critical tornadoes, not just the random ones in lane, but the ones that are gonna send members of KALLYX flying in the air. Multiple members, in fact. So you can see here that for now, at least, Nexplay have a pretty tiny gold lead for themselves. Hellgirl is actually being shoved in here by Andy, but being on the Fiora, one of Hellgirl's classic champions, I would say, she can definitely start becoming a split pushing menace later on.
Vi went back to just straight up buy a Bramble Vest, going for that very early Guardian's Angel. You can see here, trailing just a little bit compared to Jarvan, but not too bad even though she didn't buy any items at the start. And taking stock of the rest as well. Tristana already went back, got a BF Sword. Ezreal, of course, going down that mana route, and a very, very early Executioner's Calling.
Yeah, that's right. They want to get rid of as much healing as possible from the Janna Monsoon in the first fight, I would assume. Chusha Braj actually being used to clear out the wave. Not gonna have that for the fight, but Ray able to land a binding right down to Jewel, dropping her to about 400 health. And when the jungler is pretty low like that, Nexplay have the advantage in the dragon fight. Dragon dropping to about 3,000 there. Bindings are gonna be connecting, and Braum can't block out that laser. Cataclysm at the very least was used, and Braum was able to stand
I think they should just back away. Yeah, there was no reason for Braum or Ezreal to walk up, and as a result, I think they had to burn... Well, they didn't burn summon spells, they barely got out of that, but still, it's you really just wanted to see if KLX decide we're not gonna challenge it, it means we're not gonna challenge it, right? It's really a waste of time to hang around the jungle and get poked for nothing.
Yeah, that's right. They do manage to get some of the summoner spells out, but this is of concern, of course. Ray Ray's Lux, actually, that Braum cannot block this. So,
Yes.
as the members of KALLYX, you do need to be very careful as well, because if you get tagged up by the binding, you can still take a whole bunch of damage, and it might just be enough to take them out, considering that now Ray Ray already has a Luden's Echo to her name.
The first items on the side of Nexplay already in from that dragon, and standard Nexplay rotation. The moment they down dragon, they realize, yep, we don't need our duo on the bot side of the map. They are on the top side trying to push the lane in and secure the Rift Herald, which they will then try to use to secure the next dragon. So that's why Angela here on the top side of the map just hovering.
Yeah, that's right, Helga already in the river there, just gonna poke around and see if she can get any additional information. For now, Corki is gonna try to reset. I believe Ray Ray was able to interrupt that there with a fair amount of damage. Meanwhile, Jewel actually hanging around the bot side right now, signals that they don't actually want to contest this Herald. They're actually gonna go in there. The parry was not used by Helga on the assault and battery, but Helga is able to output a ton of damage onto Joel, and despite the fact that two people were at the bot lane, Helga is still able to absorb this pressure right now, and her team gets a Rift Herald as a result.
The idea was there from KLX, and still hanging around here with low health. Oh, will Helga be able to finish it off? Looks like, oh,
Nope. Helga there is
so close.
yeah, she's pretty scary right now, the Fiora, really showing an absolute mastery of the champion. And oh boy, Corki gonna get dived right now. The barrier is popped. Angel walking out of aggro range. And whoa! Braum there with a very aggressive flash forward. Not exactly the ideal move there. I would
He
say.
was really trying to protect his turret. How about that?
I mean,
But unfortunately, it still went down.
you can block the range auto attacks, but you cannot block a Rift Herald charging
Yeah,
straight
he
into your
couldn't block a
tower.
Rift Herald.
I think it would be a bit too strong if you could do that.
Of course. But I think the problem with KLX's comp, it is something different. But Corki mid versus Lux mid, Lux is the one who will get the early priority, even though later on, once Corki gets the Triforce, and I think he already completed Manamune here, it's going to scale up, it's going to ramp up. Has very big potential to carry later on from the mid to late game, but right now, Lux is the one in control of the mid, and Nexplay is taking advantage of her lane priority.
And Helga right now going up against Andy. The Knight has come down as well to dissuade anything else. Helga does not have her barrier, and when Andy has a Bramble Vest, it becomes just a little bit harder to take him out on that Fiora. The dragon is going to be spawning in 15 seconds, and Helga backs off to head towards that one.
3,000 gold lead for Nexplay. It is almost 10 minutes, well 8 minutes in, and we still haven't seen a kill. Which, might see one here?
Yeah, we might actually see one here. That's going to be the flag and drag, but it did not connect. Ray Ray's walking down as well, and Ellison actually pretty far forward down the Ezreal. Pretty lucky that the binding did not tag her. The package is up as well. This is going to be the Ocean Dragon right now. Who is going to pull the trigger first?
Okay, he has package.
Yeah, I think KALLYX would want to try to pull the trigger while the package is still available, because remember, it doesn't last forever. The redemptions are coming down. There's a Venn diagram there of healing and damage, and the package is coming out. What can the Corki do? The fight has already broken out. There's a lot of AoE damage there. Chabi nearly dropped. Gia already has fallen, and it looks like the first blood there and the dragon are going to be secured by KALLYX. They even get more right there. There's going to be a Guardian Angel as well from the Jarvan Angel. Unfortunately, has found herself in the middle of 4 members, and KALLYX are able to pick up the team fight and the dragon.
It was so risky from Nexplay. Look at the camera here. It's on Helga. Helga was pushing in Baron lane, and she had no intention of joining the team at all. And Nexplay knew that it was going to be a 4v5, and they also knew that Corki had package. So I think it was a big risk from them. Is it going to mean that KALLYX are going to take the game? Not quite yet. Nexplay is still in the lead, and still stealing things from under their nose.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I think KALLYX, that was a really good move. It's the first time that we saw a team actually manage to execute that against Nexplay, and I think this Braum pick is so key. That even when Nexplay tried to get them at bot, Braum was the one that blocked quite a lot of damage, and Ezreal in return managed to poke down some of the Nexplay champions. So this Braum pick has been super high value.
Absolutely, and on the side of KALLYX, they have a lot of poke damage themselves with the Corki and the Ezreal. That's a lot of far-range poke there. A lot of scaling as well, even though they are about 2,500 gold down right now. I believe most of that should be actually 1,000 of it is in the hands of Chabi right there, which is really interesting because I mean we can't see the CS numbers in Wild Rift, but I would assume that about 800-900 gold there is solely because Chabi has been farming more.
Yeah, 2-item power spike.
Ooh, that's an Arcane Shift right there. That's gonna be a 3-man knockup there from the Braum. Angel has no Guardian Angel and goes down.
Wow, this Braum, so aggressive. I love the pick so much. He's able to block so much damage from him. And the moment that Jarvan goes in, because Jarvan is either all in or not, or do or die, right, basically. And he punished that so well with a very well executed Braum ultimate. And Ezreal and Corki at a very good spot. It is the mid game, so this is where that they are going to peak and they are going to scale towards late.
Yeah, that's gonna be the final spark to try to clear out the wave as well. Chabi doing her best, but oh wow, that Winter's Bite there is always finding its mark. Gambling X there, as you mentioned, has been pretty phenomenal on this Braum here. Always able to find those skill shots.
The Nexplay, what can they do? They are still in the lead, and it looks like they can't really go in with a Jarvan, Tristana, and Janna. What they really need is to have their mid laner group up as well, because Riri is 0-0-0, and she actually lost in terms of gold. If you look at Corki, he already has the Triforce 2-item power spike with that Manamune, while Lux is still struggling to buy that Death Cap. So if Lux manages to get a root off, she manages to pick someone off with the team, with Jarvan, chain CC, that is how Nexplay will win the fight. But for now, Lux is on the top side of the map.
Yeah, but Lux is not the only one. Chabi is here as well, and there's a flash out from Andy, respecting the damage of this Tristana right now. And Chabi is just going to continue walking forward right there. They know that there's no one else on the side of KALLYX to help because 3 of them are in the mid lane, but Nexplay giving up a lot of mid lane pressure to just blow the flash off that. Garen, Gia, and the rest of the team have arrived in the mid lane, but they do sacrifice that outer turret. The dragon is coming up in 5 seconds, and you can see the resets are happening right now across the board. I believe Corki is going to pick up yet another package, and this is going to be yet another dragon fight.
Are Nexplay going to challenge this? That's the question. They are grouped up around the pit, and Corki is not there yet with the team, but no one is starting it just yet.
Yeah, they're just going to continue scaling out. They're going to give Chabi that red buff as well to help her kite even more. Dragon has been started right there. The flag will spot that out, as well as the Lucent Singularity from the Lux. Howling Gale as well to dissuade any further advances from KALLYX for now. Instead, NXP are just going to go for this 700 health turret. And actually, that's going to be an engage right there. Chabi already forced a rocket jump away. The Braum passive is not going to proc, but Jewel flashing straight into the assault and battery. Can he find the damage? That's going to be Chabi going down, and now Nexplay Tempest are in trouble. Hellgirl has come in from the back, but that's in the middle of 4 people, and that's not what you want. The final spark will not hit anyone at all on the side of KALLYX, and they've been able to pick off 2 more members right now of Nexplay. Get back on the dragon.
And Nexplay secured as the jungler is still up. Angela is looking.
Yeah, Angela is looking, has the Guardian Angel as well. But Andy is gonna zone Angela, just going straight in right there. The smite, where's it coming down? It's gonna be the jungler from KALLYX who secures this one. And Angel sacrifices her life and her Guardian Angel for that attempt.
This entire sequence started because Nexplay, for some reason, Ray Ray on Lux was in the top lane facing Garen, as what we saw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even though she burned Garen's flash, it was a very strange lane assignment because Lux went top, Space Gamer could just focus on mid, which we saw them do, and they opened up the map from there. So by the time that Nexplay grooved up and then went to Dragon, they already lost positional advantage. And even more so, Space Gamer saw that Chabi was at bot lane and she didn't have that much protection. I believe it was either jungler. Yeah, I think the jungler was poking her head in the river, and there was just not that many members around Chabi, so they saw the opportunity. They jumped on Chabi.
Yeah, Chabi, I believe, used the flash and the rocket jump and still was not able to build enough space because of the long range of the Vi ultimate there. Very nice chase there by Jewel, able to finish off that kill. And the gold gap has decreased to about 1,000 right now, and Chabi needs to be very careful about where she steps because one wrong move and she could really get just jumped on by everyone.
Yeah, kill wise, it's 0 to 6. Can you believe it? Nexplay, not a single kill in this game so far. And even though they are slightly in the goal lead, it feels like the momentum is entirely on Space Gamer. Space Gamer have such bravery. They went in, they saw Chabi. You know, they've done things that other teams have not done. And I think a very key part of that is also because Nexplay do not have Galio this time around. Because Space Gamer, if they use Vi to go in and Braum is there, it's not so threatening when you don't have Galio to taunt, you don't have Galio for that retaliation.
Yes. Absolutely agreed. You look at the gold right now, Chabi's still with about 1,500 gold lead over the Ezreal, but the Corki is the one right now on Space Gamer which has a fair amount of gold over Ray Ray on the Lux, and that's really helping to equalize things right there. Because sure, Ezreal may not be putting out a ton of damage yet, but Corki with those 3 items is going to be doing a lot. Oh dear, Angel walking forward right there, face checking into the Ezreal, trading out some health.
And a Lux, who has a 0-0-0 scoreline at what, 17 minutes now, is not really where you wanted to see Ray Ray. She also even had the early tower, remember? She's the one who pushed Corki in. She even got the first tower. They used the Herald to secure that, and yet could not translate this into any kills or any pressure in the side lane so far.
Yeah, speaking of pressure in the side lanes, it's actually Andy who's the one who is pushing Hellgirl in on that Garen. She does have the gold advantage for now. And Hellgirl is always now getting pushed in by this Garen, who actually does not have a gold lead, but it's just tanky enough that he can pressure out Hellgirl without much trouble.
Nexplay here is the first time that I think we're seeing them not really on the losing side. You know, I don't think we can really say that right now. And we also cannot count them out, but it is the first time we've seen them not be in control of a game. We always see them make the early game moves, they have the momentum, they are the ones who control the tempo, but wow, this is really different Nexplay here. What will they do?
Yeah, this is the first time I'm really seeing them falter at all, really. With the 6 kill deficit, I mean, there is a small gold lead, but with the carries on Space Gamer have enough gold to be competitive as well. That's going to be the other dragon that's alive right now, and this is going to be the next point of contention most likely. And just when I say that, Nexplay are going to just pass straight up, and they're actually going to trade the Elder Dragon for the Baron. Gonna be spotted out as well. Corki does have the package if he wants to go in for a cheeky steal, and oh my goodness, it's actually Garen who steals it. That was absolutely unexpected, and Corki there with a double kill, putting out massive amounts of damage right now. Chabi, what can she do? Can she find the damage on the Corki? Looks like the answer is no. She's gonna jump forward with the rocket jump, trying to go for the Garen instead, and that is not who you want to hit. And somehow Space Gamer KALLYX pull off that 3v5. Namhorn picking up a quadra kill for herself, and the Ace, and the Mountain Dragon, and the Baron. Nexplay Tempest, this might just be game.
Oh my gosh, I have goosebumps. That Corgi was so massive, and yeah, there's no chance with this game. So, Nexplay Tempest are out of the running. The
Yeah,
defending champs will not be able to defend their title here in Wild Rift
victory.
Open 2.
Yeah, that's right. Space Gaming KALLYX with a massive team fight at the end there. That Corki package just really burned through like 4 members of Nexplay. And the Garen ultimate, the Demacian Justice, delivered onto that Baron. That is a perfect game right there for KALLYX against Nexplay. That's so scary.
Perfect game. Look at all the KDAs. Not a single person died. And Nexplay, not a single kill found. This
Yeah.
is so strange to see, but looks like KLX managed to find the team comp that we keep talking about, right? That teams needed to change something. They couldn't keep playing front to back, and they did not.
Yeah, look at that Corky's damage right there, showing Chabi the numbers. Look right there. Chabi really was not able to do very much in this game, despite the amount of gold that she had. If you look, she had only about 600 damage behind the Corky, but Corky was able to output more than double her damage.
And this Braum as well has been such a valuable pick, blocking all the Jana tornadoes, and he just defended so well. He kept Ezreal at bay. He protected all his carries in the early game, and it was the Vi as well as the burst damage from Corki who came through later on.
That wow, that right there. It's really unfortunate for Nexplay that that happened, but of course, Space Gamer played that phenomenally, especially in the last part there where they just knew exactly when to pull the trigger. Andy, with no fear, just going in there and stealing that Baron right there, and Namhom being there to support her teammate, not just being like, okay, you go in and steal it, and then you just sacrifice your life or something. She had the commitment to go in with the package right there and just shred the members of Nexplay. That was amazing.
Yeah.
I'm still shaking from that, I did not
Same.
expect that at all.
Same. Wow, it's such a bold move from Corgi.
Yeah.
This is exactly what we wanted to see. We wanted people to have the courage to step up to next play and
Mhm.
dive on their backline. And the thing about next play is that move at Baron there was also very risky. If you look at the minion waves in mid and top, before they started it, I looked at the minion waves and I was really very doubtful because they didn't push the minion waves in. And they also did not have any vision of the Baron pit on the opposite side of the wall. So they didn't know Corgi was there. They didn't know Garen was there.
Yeah. That it was that was maybe a bit of a desperation, honestly. They saw that the mountain dragon was being started and they're like, okay, we can't contest this, so we're just gonna try to exchange it for the Baron, but unfortunately there's a no exchange policy right there on the Space Gamer KALLYX, and they just say, well, we're not satisfied with one, we're gonna take both. And of course, with that amazing play right there, Space Gamer KALLYX are gonna move forward to the finals of the lower bracket right there, where they'll face off against Evo Savage Girl, and the winner of that match will move on to the grand finals, and that's gonna be so exciting. I'm excited, Tanya. I'm
Me
really pumped for
too.
that.
More
Can't
plays like
wait.
that.
Exactly, I can't wait, right? So I'm sure you guys don't want to miss it. We're gonna be going for a short break, but when we come back, it's the lower bracket finals. It's Evo Savage Girl going up against Space Gamer KALLYX. It's gonna be a banger. You don't want to miss it. See you guys in a bit.